Hey folks, it is a very, very rainy day here in Shelburne, Nova Scotia. It is coming down in sheets. It is incredibly rainy. And I was thinking that after my workout, I don't really want to take a shower. That's kind of a waste of water. So it's raining hard enough that I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to, rub a little soap on my head and take off all my clothes, and I'm going to go for a light jog. And I'll let the rain, be my shower. I think it'll be cool. I'll go out, I'll get on the street, buck naked. I'll scrub the parts that need to be scrubbed. I'll get some fresh air. It'll feel nice, the water pouring down upon me, and Now I can't do that here in Shelburne. Shelburne's not that kind of town. We have rules, we have laws, we have federal, provincial, and municipal laws that say Ed, and I wouldn't surprise me if it does actually say Ed, is not allowed to shower naked while walking through town. But we also have social norms and social values and social understandings that also say Ed is not allowed to walk naked through town. I'm not free. They're impinging upon my freedoms. I want to be able to do that. I need to be able to do that. And they're telling me that I can't do that. That makes me mad. Because they're stopping me from being free. Of course not. Of course not. That's not where my freedom is found. My freedom is found when I go for a drive. When I get in my car and I just drive. I just drive and drive and drive, and I talk to myself as I'm listening to music and listening to the radio, or maybe I turn the radio and the music off and I just listen to my own thoughts and I talk, and that's where I find my freedom. But then again, there are laws in my province, and there's laws in my community, and there's social laws that say I can only drive so fast in certain places. I can only drive if I have a driver's license. I can only drive if my vehicle has been safety inspected and is deemed to be safe and worthy. I can only drive if the vehicle I'm driving, if I've paid the tax on it that year. I can only drive if my insurance is up to date. So I guess I'm not really free to drive my car either. I'm being facetious. None of those things keep me from being free. Not really. They keep me from doing whatever I want. They keep me from doing whatever I want, but they don't keep me from being free. The reason I'm telling you this is because yesterday I was scrolling through Facebook and I stumbled across an advertisement for a freedom rally that's going to take place in the future. And these are happening all over the place. Freedom rallies. People are getting together to demand their freedom. But they're not really demanding their freedom. They're not really demanding their freedom. They're demanding that they don't have to wear masks anymore, that they don't have to follow government restrictions anymore that have been put in place because of this pandemic. They're demanding they want to be able to do whatever they want to be able to do. They want to be able to do what they want. And that's what they're getting together to rally about. We want to be able to do whatever we want, no matter what. We don't want these restrictions anymore. We don't want to wear our masks. We don't want people to ask us to wear our masks. We don't want people to refuse to serve us because we won't social distance and wear our masks and live up to the restrictions that are in place. It's not really about freedom. That rally, they'll get together, they'll pat each other on the back, maybe they'll sing some songs and chant some chants, maybe they'll get some attention. Maybe the government will bow and concede to their demands. But it's still not about freedom. You see, the thing that they're missing, and the thing that any of us miss when we cry out for freedom in this world, is that freedom is not something that is a physical characteristic of a person. Freedom is not something that we can gain physically. It is not something that I can work for with my hands. It is not something that I can hold. Freedom is not something that anybody in this world can give you. Neither is it something that anybody in this world can take from you. There is nothing that can happen to you physically that can take away the truth of your freedom. Because freedom is that thing that, whether we know it or not, we are all striving to achieve for ourselves. Every philosophy calls us towards growing into our freedom, grasping it and taking it for ourselves. Every religion, the pinnacle of every religious journey, is ultimately freedom. The theologies involved in those religious journeys are all about freedom. Now, each philosophy may give us a different path towards that freedom. Each religion may give us a different path towards that freedom. Each theology may explain a different way for us to grasp that freedom, but they all push us in that direction. They all challenge us to move in those directions so that we can be free. But these are never physical. This is not a physical goal for us to grab. It's not a physical standard. It's mental, it's emotional, it's spiritual, but not physical. We are free because we are. We are free because we exist. Now, this isn't an easy lesson. I completely understand that. That's why philosophy calls us in these directions. Religion, theology calls us in these directions. This is a journey. It takes years and years and years and years and years to get there. And no, I am not there. But true freedom, the type of freedom that a person can own, the type of freedom that a person cherishes, is not the kind of thing that when you're told to wear a mask, your freedom dissipates. It is not the type of thing that when you're told to keep 6 feet of distance between you and the person beside you, that impedes or infringes upon your freedom. True freedom isn't even the sort of thing that can be taken away from you when you're locked in the dungeon. No one can take it unless you give it to them. Our freedom is mental, it is emotional, it is spiritual, but it is not physical. It is not physical. May the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. May the Lord's face be made to shine upon you and be gracious to you. May the Lord's countenance be lifted up to you. May you always know the peace of being in the Lord's presence. And I pray that we can help each other along on our journey to true, everlasting, and eternal freedom. That no matter what may come our way, when we possess that wonderful reward, we'll live knowing that nothing can take it from us. Amen.